Hold on. I know. You see the title. I still got a whole lot of love for my Seattle Seahawks, but I gotta call it how I see it. And today, we exposing the Seahawks. Team Steezy, what's going on, y'all? Hope you guys are having a beautiful day today. To all the new viewers out there, welcome to our channel. My name is Calvin-Domingo, aka SteezyASmith, and over here we talk sports. Team Steezy would like to wish you guys a happy holidays this season. As you guys may know, every single week we drop Seahawks keys to victory, but this video we're not showing no love whatsoever. In the last 7 games, Seattle was 3-4, and ever since Russell Wilson trademarked "Let Russ Cook," the Seahawks are 2-3. If you haven't already, please be sure to smash that like button, subscribe, show some love. Follow the extension of our YouTube on Instagram for daily content at SteezyASmith. And last but not least, with the holiday season around the corner, let's get your friends and your family right by copping some Team Steezy merch. We got a whole lot of colorways, a whole lot of designs, and a great way to show some love and a great way to support the channel is by copping some merch. The link will be in the description down below, and if you guys like what you see, then be sure to show us some love, hit that link, and copy yourself some merch. Now, with that out of the way, it's time to expose the Seattle Seahawks, y'all. The Seattle Seahawks are far too inept on third down. The money down. Seattle is in the bottom half of the NFL in third downs converted, as there are only 8 more teams in the NFL that convert more of their third downs. On the season, Seattle's 53 of 137 for a conversion rate of 38.7%. To put this into perspective, the reigning defending Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs, converted about 47% of their third downs last season, and this season they're converting about 49% of their third downs. And if the Seattle Seahawks are indeed Super Bowl contenders, as we all believe that they are, or at least as I believe that they are, then if we're using the Kansas City Chiefs as a benchmark, 38.7% is not going to do it if we're going to win a Super Bowl this year. Despite having a more talented roster around him, the Seahawks are still overly reliant on Russ, which leads to him pressing, holding onto the ball longer than he should, and taking sacks that he shouldn't be taking. For example, in Week 7, the Kansas City Chiefs dominated the Denver Broncos 43-16. However, quarterback Patrick Mahomes only had 200 yards and a touchdown. It wasn't Patrick Mahomes that led his team to victory, it was the defense and the special teams. And while Seattle's defense has much improved since the beginning of the season, and special teams has been phenomenal all year long, they haven't dominated to the point where they allow the offense a huge margin for error. Russell Wilson has pressed to the point where through 12 games in the season, he's already tied his career high in interceptions for a season with 11, and there's still 4 games left to be played. It's as if Russell Wilson has to cook every single game just for us to have a chance at winning a football game. And I get it. Your team only goes as far as your quarterback takes you, but with every time Russell Wilson has a bad game, we end up losing, and for the most part, when he has a good game, we end up winning. However, what happens when he doesn't have a good game? Can we still win football games? True Super Bowl contenders must be balanced to the point where if their quarterback has a bad game, the rest of the team has to be able to survive without him. This team is way too reliant on Russell Wilson, and this team has way too much talent to be reliant on just Russell Wilson. You look on defense, you have the best safety in the game in Jamal Adams. You have the best linebacker in the game in Bobby Wagner. You have one of the game's better running backs in Chris Carson on the offensive side of things. And you have a top 5 receiver in DK Metcalf. This team should not be relying on Russell Wilson as they have been all year long, and for the last 4 or 5 years, it seems like, ever since the Legion of Boom broke up. This has been Russell Wilson's team, and he's been simply tasked with doing way too much. Despite improved offensive line play, the offensive line is still allowing far too many sacks, as the Seahawks have allowed 40 sacks this year, and that's only behind the Bengals and the Eagles. Russell Wilson has a long streak of taking 40+ sacks in the season, and that has been 8 years running now. Russell Wilson has been taking way too many hits in his career, and with that much exposure to sacks, there's all the more chance of injury. And so with Russell Wilson, the offensive line has never been good in his career, or at least ever since Russell Okung and Max Unger left. The fact that he's been able to produce at an MVP-like level for the last 4 to 5 seasons speaks to his greatness. Once again, the Kansas City Chiefs are the benchmark of the league, and they routinely have one of the best offensive lines in all of football. When was the last time you heard Seattle have one of the best offensive lines in football? It just hasn't happened, as they are routinely mentioned among the league's worst. Last but not least, the Seattle Seahawks have no identity on offense. We've had games this season in which we have been very run heavy. We've had games this season in which we have been very balanced. And we've also had games this season in which we've been very pass heavy. Last week against the New York Giants, we had 28 more passing attempts than rushing attempts. After the third quarter, we all but quit on the running game. At the end of the game, we had 43 pass attempts compared to 15 rushing attempts. You look at week 2, the Seahawks had 28 passing attempts and 25 rushing attempts. A more balanced effort, as they only had 3 more passing attempts than rushes, and obviously they ended up in a last second and a close victory over the New England Patriots. Sometimes this team looks absolutely lost on both offense and defense, and I get it, the defense thrives on takeaways, but takeaways are very unpredictable and not very sustainable. Does this team want to run the football? Does this team want to pass the football? Does this team want to be a balanced football team? We don't know. They've won games running the football, they've won games passing the football, and they've won games being balanced. And let me run back some of the Seahawks' biggest flaws up to date. 1. The Seahawks are inept at converting on third down. 2. Despite a more talented roster around him, the Seahawks were overly reliant on Russell Wilson, and that leads to him pressing, holding the ball for far too long, and taking sacks that he shouldn't be taking. 3. Despite improved offensive line play, the offensive line is still allowing far too many sacks of Russell Wilson, as they have allowed the 3rd most amount of sacks on the season with 40, only behind the lowly Eagles and Bengals. Number 4, this team has no identity on offense or defense. Let me know in the comment section below, Team Steezy. Am I tripping? What are your fatal flaws for the Seahawks this season? Let me know in the comment section below. If you guys haven't already, be sure to show some love. Hit that subscribe button. Smash that like button. We're trying to end the year off on a good note, and so if you guys can help us get to 1.5K, we would greatly appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed. That's going to be it for today, folks, and Steezy out.